to fight on the landing ground.
Thank you for joining us. You are listening to A Radio, and this is The Morning Moment. Please click on the follow button on Spreaker.com. This piece is on the House of Commons, not the Canadian one, but the British one. And I will put a link to an audio YouTube that I have done, because after all, they are politicians and they never say anything with one word when they can use 22. That being said, the UK Parliament was in fact debating whether or not they could allow themselves to be verbally attacked by the mainstream media, or anyone else for that matter. Now, to my mind, this is a complete disgrace. For any politician to object to its citizens criticising their policies is simply unacceptable. If you can't stand criticism, it beggars belief. Then quit. If you can't stand the heat, quit. Surely citizens of a supposedly free and democratic society have the right to say what they like. If they had death threats, as they claim, talk to the police. Yes, that's quite right. I agree. Everybody agrees with that. Let the police deal with that. The theory is that they would do the same for the general public. Not so sure about that, but that's the theory. But for any politician in any democratic country to think that they have the right to shut you down or shut any other political party down because they don't agree with its point of view is, to my mind, beyond the pale. Let the people speak. If no one supports that party, it will die a natural death. If not, it was the will of the people, wasn't it? It neither is your right or your obligation to interfere with the political process, no matter what you think of it, whether you detest the individuals or not. I really think that politicians think they're God sometimes, and think that they are beyond reproach, that they cannot be argued with. A classic point in Canada, and I know it's the same in the UK, is, quote, climate change. It's undisputable that there is climate change. Yes, there is. The climate changes every day. But if you argue with them, you're almost a racist, a terrorist. It's ridiculous. Politicians need to get a grip, do their job, concentrate on keeping us safe, keeping the economy going, and nothing else. They don't need to interfere whether you can say something or not say something. And that's a comment to Mr. Trudeau, by the way, because if you try and take away our free speech, there will be consequences. That's not a threat. That's a promise. That's a democratic promise that you will suffer the consequences. And the consequences will be, at the very least, you will be removed from office. It may not happen today, it may not happen tomorrow, but you will be removed from office. And the majority of people will consider, going forward, that people who remove their right to free speech, they will consider whether they should be prosecuted. And I agree with that. And I'm not in the minority. Anybody who thinks they have the right to silence a citizen of a democratic country is in fact not democratic. You should support the right of people to speak their mind. Even if you don't agree with it, you should support the right. Your thoughts? You can find more at aradio.wordpress.com, where you can find links to us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, iTunes, iHeartRadio, Gab and email. We are continuing to reach out to you, so please pass on the links. Please click on the follow button on Spreaker.com. You can listen to all my morning moments at Spreaker.com under A Radio, that's EHRADIO, A Radio. And please click on the like button. And you can find all my podcasts and morning moments at aradio.wordpress.com and click on the Morning Moments tab.